Polygon has teamed up with Google Cloud to optimize their new Layer 2 scaling solution. At the same time that the Polygon CEO has teased the potential of an upcoming MAINNET airdrop. So in this video, we are going to break down how you guys can potentially make your wallet addresses eligible for some free MAINNET in the future. We also have Coinbase preparing their own Layer 2 base for a mainnet launch, and Crypto.com continuing their global expansion with some new Euro trading pairs, as well as some key platform security upgrades. We are going to break down all of this for you guys and more in today's daily market update. I do want to hop into talking about Polygon here, and we usually talk about Polygon in terms of the proof of stake chain, which has now been a top 10 blockchain for a very long time. We can see here that it does command $1.07 billion worth of TVL, and it sits in 6th place behind Avalanche by about 500 million and ahead of Optimism by about 100 million. But what we're going to talk about today is actually not the Polygon proof of stake chain, and I don't want that to be confused with the Polygon ZK EVM Layer 2 solution. So this is Polygon POS. This is the very own, the native MAINNET blockchain essentially that does use the token as its native gas token. And this is now the Polygon ZK EVM chain. This is the Layer 2 solution that has been long awaited from Polygon. And if we actually take a look at the proof of stake chain here, you're going to notice that the growth on this chain has kind of flatlined since the new year. And this is very much in line with a lot of other blockchains out there. So not a Polygon specific issue, but you can definitely see that there hasn't been too much growth on the Polygon proof of stake chain. However, if we take a look at the Polygon Layer 2 solution, the zero knowledge rollup, you can see that this growth has been very impressive since debuting back on March 28th. It went from having $114,000 in TVL, now up over $12 million in TVL. And to put things into perspective, as of May 15th, this had about 2.5 million in TVL, now up to 12.2 mil. So we've seen the total value locked actually go up about 5x here in the past 10 days. So lots of adoption happening for the Polygon ZK EVM chain. And just a better way of describing what this chain actually does as a Layer 2 solution, you can see here based on this infographic that these are a bunch of transactions on the Layer 1 that are essentially processed in a single batch on the Layer 2 chain, and then the one transaction containing the proof of this rolled up transaction is sent back to the Layer 1 block. So for example, taking these 5 transactions, turning it into one and actually verifying it in one go, and then sending it back to the Ethereum Layer 1 chain where the transactions will be deployed. So that is the value proposition when it does come to these Layer 2 solutions for Ethereum, and given Polygon's ability to really advertise their product and really get in there with some of the best and biggest companies in the world, I do think that this is going to drive a ton of adoption for their new Layer 2 solution. Now, interestingly enough, we know that Arbitrum is the leading Ethereum Layer 2 here with $2.85 billion worth of TVL, and we know that since that airdrop they had a couple of months back, there's been a lot of attention on Arbitrum and their newly dropped token as a whole. And this is where I think things get very interesting, as we actually saw the Polygon CEO go ahead and tweet here. Basically, this was in response to someone who was talking about Polygon when it had 2.2 million in TVL back on May 10th. And he answered, "Sir, I think it's more an insight on impact of airdrop anticipation on adoption than anything related to zero knowledge proof. I guess you overlooked another prominent ZK Layer 2 which has 250 mil in TVL because of the airdrop expectation. Also, good things take time. Remember, Arbitrum 1 took 1 year plus to fully blossom. Polygon ZK EVM ecosystem is getting ready for a big boost with critical infra deployments like Safe, oracles like Chainlink coming in, UX improvements per early devs feedback, cost optimizations using data compression. Plus, there is no rule that an existing token can't do a massive airdrop. If there is one thing you can't doubt Polygon on, it would be adoption. Don't worry on it. First it will rain and then it will pour." I mean, that's a pretty interesting statement coming from the CEO of Polygon, and what it sounds to me like is that they are definitely considering doing a MAINNET token airdrop for people who are early adopters of their Layer 2 solution. So some of the ways you can actually prepare yourself is by actually making transactions via the Layer 2 blockchain, interacting with it on a daily basis, and this could be some of the ways you could potentially get yourself some free MATIC in the future. But I do think this would be a pretty big wave of news there for Polygon and for the MATIC token specifically if there was to be an airdrop in the future, and that's definitely something that I will be keeping my eye on. Now, while he was actually talking about cost optimization here, I do want to talk about this thread they released because there has been a little bit of controversy actually surrounding the Layer 2 gas fees for Polygon ZK EVM. So I want to go ahead and pull that up for you guys real quick, because you can see that as of this recording here, Polygon ZK EVM is not the cheapest chain. It's actually about 1 cent cheaper than Arbitrum, but a little bit more expensive than ZK Sync Lite and the MAINNET network here, which is okay, so that data is not available at the moment, but there was a period in time when these Layer 2 fees were actually over $1 last I checked. So it appears that they have already kind of worked on getting these fees back in line with Arbitrum, its biggest competitor, which is very important here. And what's interesting about Polygon and the zero knowledge rollups is that the more transactions there are, the cheaper it becomes, and that's what I want to discuss. So you can see here, it says first, what are transaction fees for? Well, they cover the cost of data availability and post a proof to Ethereum. Polygon ZK EVM publishes state data for every transaction process, and fees also cover the expense of running the server that generates proofs. Data availability accounts for 80% of the transaction fee, but this data is not being compressed yet. Stay tuned for the roadmap on data compression upgrades plus EIP 4844. So basically what they said here is that wait for when network activity on Polygon ZK EVM is high. This is counterintuitive, but fees on a rollup go down as activity increases, and this is because the cost of proof generation is amortized across all transactions. So you can see here that this graph of average transaction fees is nearly inverse to the volume of daily transactions, effectively meaning that these are built to become cheaper as there is more transactions on the chain, and that is a very neat feature of this new Polygon zero knowledge Layer 2. Now, we also saw recently that Polygon was teaming up with Google Cloud, and they have teamed up with them actually in a multi-year agreement to drive the development and adoption of their Ethereum scaling protocol infrastructure and developer tools. So Polygon's core protocols, including Polygon Proof of Stake, Polygon ZK EVM, and Polygon Supernet, are set to benefit from the provision of Google Cloud's framework and developer tools. Google Cloud's partnership with the ecosystem is expected to advance Polygon zero knowledge development, and testing of their ZK EVM zero knowledge proofs on Google Cloud reportedly resulted in faster and cheaper transactions compared to the existing infrastructure available. So very interesting here to see Polygon teaming up with pretty much a monopoly over the internet, and Google Cloud is not as popular as AWS, but they are growing very fast. If they can actually team up here with Polygon and really help put this at the forefront of Layer 2 adoption, I think this will be very mutually beneficial for both Google and Polygon alike. Now, speaking of Layer 2 adoption, we do also want to cover Coinbase here real quick. And more specifically, they say here that they have set specific objectives that must be met before they consider launching their Layer 2 solution. One crucial requirement is the establishment of a proven track record of stability on its testnet. For now, the company is incubating Base internally, but the plan is for the platform to eventually become fully decentralized. And this is actually built on Optimism's OP development stack here, which once again is another Layer 2 solution for Ethereum, currently sitting right behind Polygon in terms of total value locked. So Base here, you can build NFTs, you can build bridges, you can build DEXs, you can build stable coins on this Layer 2 solution. And we can clearly see here that a lot of these big companies are preferring Ethereum. They're not looking to go to alternative chains for the most part, rather looking on how they can optimize the existing king of DeFi. And without a doubt, that is Ethereum, with over a 2/3 market share of all TVL on DeFi. So that's it for the layer 2 news. I do want to wrap things up here talking about crypto.com and CROcoin, as I do think that they've made some very big moves lately to actually help continue their global expansion, as well as really maintain that head start they have in terms of adoption and security. So for starters, the Euro trading pairs have arrived on the crypto.com exchange. Euro deposits / withdrawals are available to institutional clients first and coming soon for retail users. So the crypto.com exchange, not to be confused with the main app, this is the exchange here which does actually offer you better trading fees. They offer you leverage trading as well, and it's just a lot more of a complex application than the actual main exchange that is currently available in the United States. So very nice to see they are now expanding themselves over into Europe with this new trading pair. And one of the key reasons that I'm bullish on the exchange is, for starters, they have announced here that they are working with institutions in Europe as well as in the United States. And secondly, because the exchange actually incentivizes you to lock up your CRO for better trading fees. You can see here that if you actually stake anywhere from 50 to 100,000 CRO, you're going to be generating a 4% APR and 0% maker fees. From 100,000 CRO to 500,000 CRO, you're going to be getting a 4% APR and a 0.01 basis point rebate. And for having over 500,000 CRO staked, you are going to be getting an 8% APR and a 0.02 basis point rebate on those maker fees. And for an institution potentially trading millions of dollars on the platform, I do believe that a 0.01 to 0.02 basis point rebate would still be enticing for them to lock up that CRO. And that's why I am bullish on the crypto.com exchange and on its overall, help towards the institutional adoption of CROcoin. And on the note of adoption, I do think that for mainstream adoption to occur here for crypto exchanges, especially after the collapse of Celsius and Voyager and BlockFi in the previous bear market, I think that security and regulations are going to be key for people to trust these platforms. And that is why I do also like the fact that crypto.com is an industry leader in terms of security and regulation. They have now gone ahead and announced their trusted device management, and this security feature further enhances the protection of crypto.com user accounts, supplementing existing security features like 2FA and anti-phishing. If a user's device has met the feature's verification requirements, it will automatically become a trusted device. Users can also verify their current device as trusted within the app itself, and this feature also enables users to view the details of the devices used to access their app account, report unrecognized devices, and remove a trusted device at any time. Once a trusted device has been verified, users can whitelist wallet addresses, withdraw their assets to other products within the ecosystem, and use crypto.com pay features without an additional security code. So making it more seamless to actually use your crypto.com app on multiple devices, as well as ensuring that only trusted devices are accessing your crypto if you are holding it in the app. Always recommend cold storage personally, but also nice to see that they are working on just making the app more secure, as the general user that is new to crypto is not going to know how to use cold storage, and they most likely will be keeping it on an exchange. And last but not least, the crypto.com DeFi wallet users in Asia, Europe, and Latin America can now easily purchase crypto in the app with a credit or debit card. So if you are comfortable with self-custody with owning your keys, you can now pay directly with a debit card through the crypto.com DeFi wallet and just surpass the entire centralized exchange thing as a whole. Once again, I think a very nice feature for crypto.com to launch on the DeFi wallet, as they do continue to kind of just boost this full suite of crypto products and services. So on that note, I hope you did enjoy the content in today's video. You know what to do. If you made it all the way to the end, you are an absolute champion. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below and claim that champion status. I hope you are all having an amazing Friday, and I hope to catch you in the next one. Peace out for now.